Eugene, are you going around saying that we got AI art?
What? That's what it looks like.
What do you mean that's what it looks like? The guy's a professional artist.
Hold on. I meant the food court at first.
That's some. This guy.
Then I got messed.
You know this guy. You know you made him cry.
I made him cry, but why does two of the people look exactly the same?
Yo, this guy spent his entire career developing that art style.
Who is he? Who is
Michael?
This man? Michael Simone?
No, not Michael Simone. Michael, the artist who works in 90s art. I just got off on the phone with him, and the man was in tears.
No, he wasn't.
No, he actually was.
Why does Tilly and Kit Archer? Why are Tilly and Kit Archer the same person?
Because they're sisters.
No, they're not.
They're literally sisters.
They have different last names.
And why the fuck are you coming after my campaign? I thought we were good with each other.
You're
Eugene,
coming after your
fucking
campaign.
honest with me. Be fucking honest. You made a man cry.
That's okay. I've killed men. What? What?
I don't think he's coming back.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Now I'm just making you feel bad because he
want.
actually didn't cry, but I made you feel bad for 15
no,
seconds.
You didn't make me feel bad. I didn't believe you. Now, what? When? Why? Osvaldo will win. Actually, I'll be honest. I don't think he's going to win. That's why I'm kind of backing him. I like the underdog. You know what I'm saying?
Do you even know what my campaign's about?
A little bit, partial here and there.
Well, go ahead, ask me.
Partial here and there. What is your campaign about?
Well, come on, you must know something.
You said ask me, so I'm asking. You just said ask you.
I'm trying to make it, Eugene, so people like Pred and Osvaldo can succeed. Because if those poor bastards end up in that seat, this city is gonna fucking tear them apart. You know how bad the police department is down bad right now?
Well, yeah, I know. They're horrendous.
They're horrendous.
It's a complete
That's
joke.
gonna be his problem, Eugene.
That
man wants to love. He wants to
concern.
make people happy. Osvaldo's a nice guy. He's a very nice guy.
He is.
And he wants to make people's lives so beautiful.
He does. My main
and that
concern
position is gonna tear him a fucking pot.
No, he'll be fine. My main concern is that I feel like you could be controlled.
By who?
By the same people that tried to control Max. Like maybe Changang, maybe Lang. People like that. I feel like it could be possible.
Eugene, how long have you known me for?
I've known you a long time. You know, it's been a long time. You know, back when you were selling guns and all that. You know.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You know, guns. Or is that too long for you to? Okay, fair.
No,
back when you were like
I remember.
out
I'm just wondering how you know this.
I was around. What do you mean?
Did I sell you guns? I never think I sold you guns directly.
No, well, you know, people told me, you know, like people talk a lot. I was friends with Flippy, remember? And what was his name? Coop? From the warehouse
Coop
fiasco?
Talked?
Yes, of course he talked.
Why the fuck did Coop?
What do you mean, why? It's Coop. What do you mean, why? It's big mouth. Fuck, I mean Matthew Payne, son of a bitch. I mean Matthew Payne, son of a bitch.
Here's the thing.
Anyway, moving on.
That's a valid concern. But here's the thing.
Warehouses.
I don't want to do this, Eugene. I don't.
You want to be mayor? Well, don't do anything.
I don't want to. In fact,
don't do anything.
if
What do you mean you don't
somebody,
want to?
because it's a fucking disaster. You know how bad it is, Eugene? You know how bad it is? I want to explain to you why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
This all started because I couldn't even get fucking paperwork for Fiona, who is treated like fucking trash by the police department after they forced her into a bank to be a hostage. And after that, I had to go tell this fucking dumb shit of a dispatcher that we need her paperwork, and she told me no. We're gonna wait 5 fucking days. And then I looked into it, and it turns out that the lawyers cannot get paperwork legally. Like, if the PD doesn't want to give it to you, they don't have to, ever. That's why there's a new FOIA thing. That's why I had to scream down at Crane and the PD until they enacted that shit. And it only goes deeper.
So how are you going to make the PD up good? As a criminal, I hate the cops, but I like to make fun of them. So the more cops there are, the more I can make fun of them being bad at their job.
Well, I think part of it is because the fucking law is absolute dog shit. Have you ever taken a look at the legislation tab?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I mean, it's always fucked.
It's complete. 80% of it is fucking dog shit.
It's never been
like
perfect.
Fucking. Well, okay, it hasn't been perfect, but let's take the business legislation as an example. Number one, government owns 50% of your business. Number two, they can walk in at any point. Number three, they can what do you call it? They have limitations as to who can work there and whatnot. If you decide that you want to run a business tomorrow, you get approved for it. You know the government can go inside anytime they want.
Inside?
Yeah. Have you looked at Yeah.
No, I haven't looked at that. What is the purpose in even having a business right now? Because it's not like it used to be. It's not. I don't understand the purpose of a business currently.
They're supposed to. Well, you want to be you want to think a little forward thinking, right? I think the proposals are out, but I think a lot of the how there's like different property types. Pretty sure you're going to be able to open up restaurants and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know Adam is opening a restaurant in the one at the south side. They're going to give him cookware and things, but who knows how long that'll take. But yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
If more business like that are happening, if it's happening more broad, then I guess I understand why you would.
Well, yeah. And you want that legislation in place, like, okay. Let me throw you some examples of how much bullshit is happening. Cap Terra Nova, and this is probably something you would do.
PG.
He goes and robs a Fleeca bank, right? Cop's vehicle is smoking. So Cap steps out of the vehicle, gives the cop a repair kit so he can join the chase.
Well, that's nice.
Cap gets away, and they run his DNA and put a warrant out for him.
It didn't happen.
I swear to God. I have the fucking...
didn't happen.
You can call him. You can call him.
That happened?
And then...
They swabbed the kit he gave them for
it's
DNA.
even worse. It's even worse. Because lawyers and people, for some dumbass reason, because of how bad the fucking shit is, that the profile, which, marks his DNA and all that information, it needs a report number and a date. Otherwise, who's to say someone put some shit in your mouth and retrieved it? It turns out that his DNA was never properly acquired. But the only way I could find that out is because I have to, trick a cop into giving me the profile information, because we lawyers and you as the person whose profile it is doesn't get to look at it because the cops say it's internal information, even though it's got your personal details on that only they can validate or a judge can validate.
Yeah, you have to wait until they catch you and all that crap.
So there's a whole lot of shit that isn't even really the PD's fault. And this is what I've been trying to explain.
Oh, no, I never really think it's their fault particular. They just kind of...
They're just enforcing the law, right?
What's written there, and a lot of the time... I know in the past a lot of laws have been written terribly. Like, remember Wrangler? He'd go ham on that.
Exactly.
He would find any reason to raid you based on anything that seemed a bit off in the wording.
So... it's like there's a lot of these little cases, but the thing is, okay, was the cop wrong for putting out? Okay, it's kind of bullshit that he ran the repair kit, but it's with this whole DNA thing, the law needs to be set up so the cops can't overstep, because right now the law lets them overstep, and then when now all of a sudden you're charged with all these kind of crazy charges, and you try to bring up a complaint. It can look a certain way, even though they're just exercising what they've been told is okay, because no one's exercised the legislation. Does that kind of make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Yeah, makes sense.
That's how I see things. But
what? So what? How? If there was an officer, let's say dasMEHDI.
Yeah. He's a popular example I use.
Yes, he is. He's acting abruptly and aggressively towards the citizens on a very constant and regular basis. What happens there? How do you get rid of someone like that now? Because they're so protected within their own little, they're a bubble too. They've got their own little bubble of protection, and they protect each other. How do you get rid of one of them that's fucking up?
So it used to be that it was the Civilian Oversight Committee run, which Archie was a part of.
Yeah,
But
no
the
one
problem,
ever went to them though.
well, they did. That's the thing, but they couldn't do anything because it was under the helm of the head of bar, which was Malton, who disappeared, and then there was Murphy, who was complete dog shit. And so what would happen is the complaints would go there, and then Malton wouldn't be around to hold the meetings, and then Murphy wouldn't be around because he didn't give a fuck. And so all those complaints led to nothing. But that is now going to be handled by Justice Angel.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Have you seen the website?
Don't think so.
Yeah,
The internet's very confusing.
yeah, come on, pull it up on your phone. Ask me anything on there.
What is it again?
VoteNino.com.
Is it this one with the? Is it the blue one with the Internet
blue and red?
Explorer?
Yeah, that one right there. Click that one.
Oh, it's broke my phone. It didn't work. Let me try the Chrome. This one works.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
we go.
pull that one up. You don't use Edge? Edge is supposed to be better than Chrome nowadays.
No, I'm not really into edging. No.
No, not edging. The fucking browser.
Why? What? No, I'm not gonna let you watch me edge, Nino. What the
I'm not
hell's
gonna
wrong
fucking
with you?
watch your Edge, Eugene. It's
You
a.
just said you
you
wanted
know
to
what?
browse me.
You know what? Chrome is good. Chrome is good. I'm
You said you wanted to
experimenting.
browse me.
Listen, I'm a politician now. All right, I gotta cater to all audiences.
Faster, better, longer. Service harder. Transparent. Am I right in believing that mayors are going to be able to create their own laws? Not just legislation, but you'll be able to... If you wanted to remove terrorism, could you remove terrorism?
Yes.
So you will have that much power.
So that is why one of the things I want to do is remove that power. I think that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's a little insane. Anyone having
creates
that would be
Max
insane.
2.0. The problem with
Sure.
the past console was it wasn't democratically elected. This is, and then what would happen is whoever, let's say someone, regardless of who it was, right? Someone gets voted in, and especially now it's the same thing. It's like you vote someone in, they can do whatever the fuck they want. My intent is the very first week is there's going to be a secondary election for selectmen. 6 are picked. PD should back one. Other circles should back one. And then those individuals act as are going to be voting for any legislation that goes through. So even if someone wins the popular vote in Los Santos, that any legislation they pass would be 2 votes for the mayor's office and then 3 votes for each selectman.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know it as an alderman.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're big political word. Yes, I know that, yes.
The government has effectively wiped everything clean, and they're expecting a framework to be built on top of it. So if the framework doesn't make sense, and it, trust me, it's not. This is not what I want to do. I'm kind of annoyed that it's like Cornwood and like. Luckily, Andy's running. I think she's gonna do pretty good up north.
Yeah, she's
But
gonna
like
keep one. It's
that
open.
framework is gonna be some boring, just not interesting shit.
Luckily, Andy loves that shit because she created it before, didn't she? She was our first mayor before.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully, she'll be in on that anyway.
yeah, but
Cornwood, I don't think would have any time for that. He wouldn't give a fuck.
yeah, I mean, Cornwood, I wouldn't. Him in the north would still be interesting because the way I see it is, listen, I like a little bit of chaos. Don't get me wrong. I mean, having like moonshine illegal in one part of the city and not in another makes for some very interesting situations to play out.
Oh, it'll be interesting. That's for
Yeah.
sure. It's definitely going to be. If the two don't get on, it's going to be chaos.
Look, all right. Well, listen, my phone's always available, but if you're worried about me getting sold up by anyone, that's not going to happen. I'd sooner leave the city. I don't want to do
that's
this.
fair. I don't.
I do not want to do
I
this.
mean, I think you do want to do it.
I
you just
want to
don't-
do it because I don't want to see this city fall apart. And right now, it's not in a good place. And I think a lot of people know that.
Oh yeah, it's fucked. It's been fucked for a long time.
So
It's not the same as the
Nope.
old days, you know.
No.
Back in my day, it was a lot different. You know, you could just pull the plow and make your own food and live in your own little shelter.
yeah.
Now you have to go and work for the government, and they control everything that you do, and they don't like you, and they just do what they want. It's not the same anymore. I have to drive a car now instead of the horse and carriage. Nothing
Well,
will ever be the same.
well, it's kind of like the way I see it is like this. We always had the ability to write legislation. I just don't think anyone wants to do it. We've had it since day one. It wasn't just the city council
fairly, she seems quite like interested.
was that.
Angel, she seems fairly,
No,
interested.
she is. I mean, I think it's in a much better spot. But I'm saying like over the last 6 months, anyone
I
could
mean-
pass legislation through the DOJ. But
Yeah, I think it's I think what sparked my interest is a lot of. I think a lot of people went about it a very poorly way before it all hit ahead. You know, there was a lot of terrorism going on and crazy shit, and I don't think Mac was that bad. I don't think he was great, but I don't think he was like the worst. You know,
yeah, I wouldn't
he was-
disagree. I
this is
think
what concerns me is he was fine, but like this is what I'm saying with like I'm concerned about other people trying to twist your arm because they definitely were not happy because he wouldn't basically just do whatever they wanted. And I
don't really give
what
a
if they
fuck.
come after you?
I'm pretty set with my ways.
What if they come after you though?
I'll just be like a cop. I'll just wake up at the fucking hospital. What the fuck?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. then.
Isn't that the cool thing to
We
do
do
nowadays?
have good medical. If you pay them more money, then
Yeah,
we'll
was
have
someone
even
gonna put
better
a
medical.
fucking gun in my mouth? You got to go change the legislation. Suck my fucking dick.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we do have really good. You could have like an EMS like follow you around all the time, and they can just get you on scene. Like in a heli or something.
See,
right,
I don't
fair
think
enough.
I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's gonna be a headache regardless. Cops are already up on a fucking defensive. I'm slowly tearing that wall down because the thing is, even the police department, they, I think some of them still haven't come to terms yet that the mayor's gonna pick a chief of police and the sheriff. So that inadvertently has a lot of consequences to it. The problem with that becomes, well, if you're not somewhat open with the candidates, if we gotta end up picking a chief of police and a sheriff like that same week, how the fuck are we gonna know who to speak to if they got an entire like fucking like wall of China up? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna end up picking Den Shiesty because no one told us he hits people at
please
120.
no. Please no. Could we, what do you think about Berating?
I like Berating.
You like him? I hate him.
The
I
thing,
don't think he has the balls to do anything.
Okay.
He's too soft.
well, I didn't finish the thought there. I like
Oh.
Berating, but the problem is that I think he's disconnected with the rest of his department.
Oh,
So-
yes, he's a mess.
Yesterday I spoke to I've been speaking to a lot of cops, like singular, right? Because going into a meeting room is fucking it's
they
gonna
just-
turn into
yeah,
a
they
meme
just-
show.
Yeah, they
Um,
just try and heckle you.
But like a lot of them genuinely don't like the way things are operating, right? Like they want to be able to, talk to people and like chew on their food a little bit, if that makes sense, right? Instead of go for the immediate,
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
someone in jail or whatever. But the problem is like a lot of pressure they seemingly are getting to like speed things up. Now I'm hearing this from like different offices, like ones that aren't even related. But for some reason, that messaging isn't hitting the top. And the thing that really like tied the knot for me was I spoke to both Beric and Ruby, and they're like, "Oh wait, that's not true. Who's telling you this?" Da, da, da. Obviously, I'm not going to tell them who's telling me. They're like, "Go talk to one of our lieutenants." I talked to the lieutenant and he tells me exactly what I was telling them. So I'm like, how the fuck is this getting lost in translation? So now I got that pressing on the back of my temple. Like, how do you fix that? Who do you put in a position that can accomplish communication?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's just finding the right person, but it's so hard to find the right person right now. They're just PD's so down bad.
I think
Like I don't like Beric in the position because I think he's too soft, but I also don't know who I would put in his place for him. I don't know who would be better. I don't know who would communicate better with everyone. I don't know who would be harsh enough to punish those that were. It's like the dasMEHDI thing. Do you know about all the? Like he told Hydra that my group was snitching to the cops, and then he told our group the Hydra were doing the same thing, which resulted in Hydra actually snitching on a maze bank heist we did, kidnapping multiple of our members, shooting one of them, and then all of it going back on Den, and then the cops finding out about all of it, and then they promoted him.
I don't think the PD understands that they have to value the life of people that they're serving and protecting. I think that's
with a promotion.
Well, yeah, but see that I don't even know how you solve that one. That's where the right
he's
chief
done like
needs
a lot
to be
of
in
other
place.
shit. Exactly, like he should have been removed immediately, right? Or anything, but he got a promotion. That just doesn't. That just looks bad. Even if they like gave him a fake punishment, it just looks bad. It's a bad public vision, a bad public view of the. If everyone has a bad public view of the PD, it's gonna fall apart.
That has been brought up.
Them.
There's two sides of the coin, right? Like it's not all the police department. I think a lot of people have sort of like put their guard down, like across the board. I mean, it even comes down to like think about people that are getting arrested and they're like, oh my god, this is bullshit. But the thing is, I find out that a majority of the time, someone in their crew pleads guilty, thus making the life of the lawyer even more impossible, right? They're already barely able to get the evidence from the cops, but now some people have pled guilty, so they can't really take that to court and get a precedence change. You know what I mean? So
it makes sense.
But all right, well, I'm glad we talked about this. Listen, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I gotta.
You've made me a little bit less concerned.
Look, if you find somebody that wants to run, that wants to build up this government, I'm gonna step aside in like 2 seconds. I genuinely do not want to do this. But I kind of feel like I've started
I think his vote will be great if he wins either way. I think you'll be fine if you win as well. Like, but it's like you're focused on certain things, he's focused on other things. I understand what you're focused on a bit better now. I think what you're trying to do is important, but there are like I said, there's still concerns regarding other people. Whereas I know Osvaldo's kind of just free spirit, whack job. He'll be entertaining if anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to throw him under the bus or anything like that. You know what I mean?
No. You're not. But he's not.
He's a good guy. I want to. I want to see him. Well. Yeah, I do want to see the guy as mayor. I mean, if anything, look, I've already.
Is there still deputies?
No. I did tell him a couple days ago, though. You know, if he, if he's got a voice, the mayor's office, if I end up winning, he's not going to be like drowned out. You know what I mean? Because he's still going to be ultimately representing people.
I mean, in theory, you could create a deputy again anyway.
Well, that's where the selectmen would come in, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I've been advocating with the cops. They get a selectman, maybe another group that feels like they're underrepresented. They should still have voting power, and people in the city should be voting for legislation, not the mayor having ultimate power. That's just dangerous.
Yeah, of course. I don't know why they would even think that was a good idea. Because eventually, if you lose, if you win and then your term is over and someone else gets in that's crazy, like the whole city will be dismantled immediately.
Yeah.
It could just be dismantled again. Like everything you do could be ruined by someone else.
Yeah, not wrong. Well,
which is bad,
Please don't tell me that.
Well, it could be though. I'm just saying, like someone could come in and fuck it all up in like 10 minutes.
I think I would become a mass murderer.
I'm here to assassinate. I mean, you could get rid of treason and terrorism and then kill him. But then they could re-add it.
All right.
Anyway, good chat. I'll give you a call if I think of anything else.
All right, Eugene, you take care, all right?
All right, good luck.